across WA. This is Spirit Drive with Matt. Thanks to Chandler McLeod Group, your mining and resources recruitment specialists. Many vacancies, apply today. cmgjobs.com.au.
Right across Western Australia, we are driving you home on the Spirit, and it is time for my next guest. WA is in for a treat tonight with two legendary singer-songwriters right here in the state. Melissa Etheridge and Sheryl Crow will soon hit the stage at the Riverside Theatre at the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre. You know the classics. And it gives me great pleasure to chat with one of the major stars right now, Sheryl Crow. Thanks for joining us on Spirit Drive.
Hey, Matt. How are you?
I'm well, thank you very much. Welcome to our fine state. How's things?
Oh, everything is fantastic. We've had a great day at Cottesloe Beach, and we've had fish and chips, and it's just been a great day.
Wonderful stuff. It's great news as well because the latest album, Be Myself, here is the title track. It is a great listen. It's like describing you at this very moment. You've had so much success over the years, but you can wear your heart on your sleeve, run your own course without worrying that you're being someone or something else. It's, in a sense, liberating.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a lot of this record was inspired by social media and what it's doing to everybody. And, you know, it's a little bit of a, if I can say, a little bit of a piss take on... you know, how hard we try to keep our likes and keep people from not following us, and you know, the idea that it's a compromise to be unique and to be yourself and to be imperfect. So that's what the song is about, and it was a real fun record to make.
Well, I said liberating a little bit earlier, but I feel that sense of freedom is lacking in the music industry today, and you've been certainly vocal about the current state of the industry. I guess, what is it that kind of grinds your gears the most?
One of the fun things about making this record is that I really felt liberated, that I could write and say everything that I wanted to say, knowing full well that our radio wouldn't play anybody my age, which is a sad commentary. And there's so many great artists out there that are making great music. You know, one of the great things, I guess, about some of the subscription services like Spotify, you can find great music. You just have to dig around for it. But, yeah, you know, it's a little bit disappointing that music has gone the way that it has, where we've got so many things happening in the United States that could use, could use some great singer-songwriters to give voice to it, but that just isn't going to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, I'm sort of at a point in my life where I feel really energized by the opportunity that I have to actually, you know, write about what's happening. And so, you know, I'm going to keep going and just enjoy it.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. I will admit it's not every day on the show we get an international superstar, particularly an American. So I ask because I guess as an Australian, we're looking on the sidelines on the whole Trump presidency. What is it like for you in day-to-day life?
It's really difficult. You know, it's been a really refreshing break to be here and not have the news on, not to even check in with it. You know, I feel like he's doing... I mean, I think most people know I'm absolutely not a supporter of his. But, you know, all that to say, I do feel like he's doing some things that are really setting us back, and that hopefully this movement that young people are bringing about right now with regard to guns will motivate a lot of young people to get out and vote and change the course of our history. You know, we can't depend on everyone to turn up to vote, but I think if we can energize a movement to try and undo some of what he's doing now, that's the greatest hope that we have.
Yeah, you mentioned gun control there. You marched in Nashville a couple of weeks ago. Do you sense there's really a movement taking hold rather than the current cycle of here's a shooting, thoughts and prayers, nothing changes, back to square one?
Well, I think the thing that remains to be seen is whether these kids who have galvanized this incredibly impressive movement, if they're able to continue to motivate young people to get registered to vote and to turn up to the polls. You know, we've got an election in May, we've got one in November. Certainly the one that we have in 2.5 years for the president, they could definitely do what they're saying, which is vote people out of office who've taken money from the National Rifle Association. So, you know, it's reminiscent of the 60s, and we'll see what happens. My hope is that they do hold these politicians' feet to the fire, and that we do see some change. They are very realistic in knowing that it's not going to happen overnight, and what it's going to require is that a lot of people in government lose their jobs.
Yeah. Well, Sheryl, I could talk about this with you for hours, but I do know we certainly have to press on. We had the joy of chatting with Melissa Etheridge on the show a while back. You've both gone through a lot over the years in your friendship. What's it like being on the road with one of your best mates?
You know, it's a fantastic blessing. You know, we both have gone through a lot. We've had sort of parallel lives. We love what we do. We're workhorses. We've also been through cancer treatment. I can definitely say that it is, I'm sure it has for her as well, brought about a profound joy with living and being able to look back on that experience and to still be out here doing it. So, yeah, it's very celebratory, and I feel really excited about it.
Now, how is the rest of the year panning out for you and your music?
Well, I've got a record in the can right now that's going to come out early next year, which is highly or heavily collaborative. I've got a lot of old friends on it, everyone from Stevie Nicks and Keith Richards to Neil Young. I've got Gary Clark Jr. and Andre Day. It's just a record filled with people I love and people who inspire me and people who have been there for me from the beginning, like Don Henley and Joe Walsh and, like I said, Keith Richards and Stevie and Willie Nelson. And it's a great record, and I'm very, very excited to put it out.
We'll certainly be watching that with interest. Now, lastly, Sheryl, there are a lot of people listening who've grown up with your songs, myself included, putting my hand up. For those wanting to make it big in the current music climate, what would be your biggest advice?
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, it depends on what you consider making it. I always tell young people, you know, first thing to do is pick up an instrument and listen to other great singer-songwriters and other great players and start writing your own tunes and just be into the process. And, you know, if you work hard, I always say good things come of it. And that's my advice. The other bit of advice I guess I would say is if you don't go that route, then try to get yourself on one of those TV shows and see if you can make it that way.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time. I know you were basically on the stage within the next couple of hours, but we really do appreciate your time here in Western Australia. Break a leg, not literally, but have a great one, and looking forward to chatting again with you very soon.
Thanks, Matt. Talk to you soon. Bye.
That is Sheryl Crow ahead of tonight's show at the Convention Centre in the capital city. Back right after this, Spirit Drive.